Hello, welcome Becoming Disciplined. This is Tony Speaks. I'm the most undisciplined man in the world, and for now, I have nothing to sell you. This channel documents the journey of how the most undisciplined man in the world becomes the most disciplined man in the world. And along the way, we hope to provide you value so that one day you can become disciplined as well. With all of that being said, the last video, I covered some of my shame in why it's been hard for me to produce these daily and why it's been hard for me to put these out. And as I covered my shame, I promised you all something. I promised you something that I called a scoreboard. And at the time I called it a scoreboard, but I'm going to change the name of that. I got a better name for it. The name I want to call it is the blueprint. And I believe that if you're going to try to become more disciplined, before you start, you need to create a blueprint, and that blueprint needs to be a firm idea of what discipline means to you. Let me say that one more time. A firm idea of what discipline means to you. Because we all have different ideas of what becoming disciplined means. My wife has a totally different idea of what discipline is to her. Okay? I have an idea of what discipline means to me. And the reason why you have to write it down, record it, embrace it early is that if you're not careful, if you get yourself on the road and you start making progress, once you start making progress, it's easy for you to go and change the goalposts or change your idea of what discipline is. And you could end up with what they call body dysmorphia issues. You can end up with issues where you're always changing the goalposts and you never develop any sense of happiness about the progress that you've made. So early on, you need to write a blueprint for what is discipline to you. And you also need to provide milestones for your progress so that you can go and celebrate, so that you can go and take a break, so that you can go and do a touchdown dance. Okay? With that being said, I promised you all that I was going to provide a scoreboard for myself, and I don't want to call it a scoreboard. Today I'm going to call it a blueprint. The blueprint for discipline. The blueprint for discipline. So for Tony Speaks, what do I consider discipline? Well, it has 5 dimensions or 5 sides to discipline for me. And one significant side is physical. For me, discipline is getting down below 13% body fat. For me, discipline with my height, I'm 6'3". I need to get below 216 pounds. For me, I need to be able, I'm 50 years old, but discipline for me is being able to record 68 push-ups in 2 minutes. Using Army standards. For me, becoming disciplined means doing 18 pull-ups using Marine Corps standards. For me, becoming disciplined is running 3 miles in 19 minutes, in under 19 minutes and 30 seconds. Discipline for me is recording a 220-pound bench press. Discipline for me is at least until age 60, I'm 50 now, being able to dunk a basketball. And finally, discipline for me is being able to run 40 yards in less than 5 seconds. That's discipline for me in the physical. Now, discipline for me financially, finance is another component. Discipline for me is saving 15% of everything that you make, your gross. Discipline for me is giving 10% of everything that you make to charity. Discipline for me is having no credit cards and no car payments, and having a monthly budget meeting either with yourself if you're single or with a spouse if you're married. So that's the blueprint for being financial discipline in my heart, in my mind. Discipline for me, from a organizational or data component, is inbox zero before you go to sleep every night. Inbox zero. Discipline for me regarding your home is having a written SOP for how every one of your possessions are supposed to be stored or handled in your house, and having everything in your house under the alignment or the authority of that standard operating procedures that you have published and have hanging up in your home. That's how we did it in the military, and that's how I believe we should do it within my home. Discipline for me is being on time to every meeting within a day or within a period of time. And discipline for me is planning meticulously 6 weeks in advance with my calendar, having everything planned out 6 weeks in advance. So that's the blueprint for discipline for me. But don't hyper focus on me. What is physical discipline for you? What is financial discipline for you? What is data discipline for you? What does your home look like if you are a disciplined person? And what does your calendar or what does your schedule look like if you are a disciplined person? What does it look like for you? I wanted to share a spiritual component as well, but I know that everyone's not spiritual and everyone doesn't care about that. But for me, I guess you could say there's another component in spiritual. And for me, I hope to go 40 days without committing any sin other than ego. And the reason why I say that is that we all need a little bit of ego to exist here on this earth. I think that if you had no ego, you would just be raptured up immediately. So having no ego for 40 days, having no sin with the exception of a little bit of ego for 40 days is a spiritual discipline or hope for me. And matter of fact, as I was speaking here, I need to write it down, and I'm going to include this in the blueprint. I need to have specific, just so y'all know, I don't want to bring it up here, and I'm not going to ever preach to you all here, but I'm a pastor, and there's certain scriptures and plans and programs and activities that I need to have memorized in my brain, which is a mental type of discipline. So I need to re-memorize and make sure I still have it memorized, the 18 points of doctrine. I need to memorize the wedding service that I provide. I need to memorize the communion service that I provide, and I need to memorize the funeral service that I provide. And then along with that, I need to memorize the stump speech for becoming disciplined. Because as I become more disciplined, I hope to share how it happened, how it occurred. And I'm hoping that you all can call me and I can go and deliver that speech one day. So that's the other elements of becoming disciplined to me. That's the blueprint. Okay? What is the blueprint for you? What does discipline look like to you? I think this is important. You got to have something to shoot for, and you need to have it solid, and it needs to be steady, and it needs to be obtainable. So some of these are tough. The running ones are the toughest for me, but I'm gonna get there. And I'm looking forward to the journey with you. Y'all be blessed and take care.